I am Sheep Rule, and I am beating Super Mario 3D World with Luigi. Now that might sound very simple to you, but if you know what Luigi is, then you probably know that he's a slippery character who jumps really high, which is either a downside or a good thing depending on how you look at it. But otherwise, that's kind of what we're just doing here. This is my first ever really long form video, so if you like it, then hit the subscribe button and hit the like. I'd much appreciate it. And I know that I only have like 7 subscribers, so I know that most of you guys watching this probably aren't subscribed, so please do it. That'd be nice. Anyways, so we started off the game by Tinkerbell over here getting kidnapped by Bowser, which he's a big fellow, and as you can see, he doesn't really fit inside the gold glass pipes. I don't know how the hell he did that. Whatever, it's weird. So Peach goes after him, everyone goes after him, and Luigi, being the most scared person, doesn't follow that. We end up inside of World 1. And this is where things get funny. Alright? So, we find out that the green Tinkerbell inside of Bowser's castle, which, crazy to think about that there's a castle already in World 1. That's crazy. But first, we enter the first level of the game, Super Bell Hill. Alright? This is a very simple level. There's not much going on here, except with the introduction of bells. Those being trees and a power-up. This turns Mario, and Luigi in this case, into a cat. Keep this in mind, this will be a very important and probably the most useful power-up in all of Mario history. There's also green stars. This is what we actually want to collect. See, because I'm not just doing anything, I'm just 100%ing as much as I can with Luigi. So, all the stamps, all the stars, all the gold flags, and every level. Simple. So, we killed the bunny, and then we entered this weird area where we found a stamp. Now, these don't really do much unless you have global chat enabled, but other than that, nothing really noteworthy. We also killed another bunny, which gave us a star. This is going to be kind of a core mechanic for a lot of stars and other items, because lots of bunnies have them for some reason. Not sure why that is. Can you just grab the star? Yeah, there we go. Okay, then we got this big bunny, which had a Mega Mushroom, which is a really cool power-up, which turns Luigi Mega. It's also cat Goombas, which have, cat bells on them. Weird. Oh well. The Mega characters can also break through hard blocks. This allows them to go places that usually cannot be accessed. But after that, after getting last green star, we got a gold flag with Luigi. That marks our very first level. Cool, right? Well, the next level, I died. Immediately, because I jumped on a shell too early. But then we're also introduced to our second power-up, the Fire Flower. It cannot break most blocks, but it can also burn enemies to a crisp and hit shells. Speaking of which, instead of Koopas, like in the old games, turning into regular shells, they get naked. And their shells come off. Cool, right? Well, after that little brief little summary there, we got 2 stars, as you can see in the footage, and we also went to go grab the stamp inside of there. Honestly, this level is pretty cool for a first underground level. Then, the 3rd star was held by this giant Goomba stack, and I somehow didn't hit the Goombas, but I got the star. Next was the Charging Chuck Blockade, a blockade that's effectively just a mini level full of a bunch of enemies, where we just have to defeat the enemies. In this case, there's just 2 Charging Chucks, which would usually take 2 jumps, or 1 ground pound, or 2 fireballs, as you can see. It doesn't give us any stamp or anything, it does give us a star though, so that's nice. So, we're not going to talk about this level too much, but I just wanted to show this because this was pretty cool. The fact how instantaneously I took down that big piranha plant. Cool, right? A key thing about this game is that Plessy is in this. Now, you get to ride Plessy, and you get to jump into water. But we're going to skip that. Instead, we're going to talk about my crippling gambling addiction that also exists here. So, instead of keeping money for child support, I gambled it all away pretty much immediately. to get 777 coins. And I failed miserably, but hey, it's free gambling, so I can't complain much. After that, we entered the first Bowser Castle, which the overhead was very scary. Then, in the level, there's these soccer balls. They blow up if you kick them. There's also the star rings. If you run through these, 8 star coins spawn, and you get a star if you collect them all. Similar to the red ring, which if you collect all 8 coins there, you get a power up. Oh yes, the bombs can also destroy breakable blocks. Not breakable blocks, hard blocks. Anyways, the cat power up can also hit these special wheels, which will move objects up or aside. Very useful. And also because the swipe is such a arc, you can hit 2 enemies at once if they're on a stack. Cool, right? Anyways, Bowser pulled up full Mario Kart on us, and decides to pull up in his whip, which is surprisingly not in Mario Kart. But like, what kind of... I don't get it. I don't know why his car isn't in Mario Kart. It's just a perfect opportunity. I mean, come on. Splatoon goes in Mario Kart, but this doesn't? Anyways, what you're supposed to do is that you're supposed to hit these soccer ball bombs into Bowser's car. However, with the cat power-up, you can hit them right into his face, which immediately does 3 hits, and instead gets a phase down. On his 3rd phase, he roars, like a furry, and then starts shooting lava balls, which you cannot step in, for obvious reasons. Oh yes, the soccer balls explode on their own. Know that. And for some reason, Bowser really likes to spam fireballs at very inconvenient times for speedrunners. Man, I guess it sucks to be those guys. Oh well. Being able to beat him really fast, his car was then ruined, and then he fell into the water, and was launched all the way to Timbuktu. And then after that, we entered a warp box, and then we went to go save Tinkerbell 1. Why did I say Tinkerbell 1? Well, if you weren't paying attention, there are multiple of them, 7 in particular. And we need to save all 7 of them. Each of them corresponding to a different world. So, saving Luigi Tinkerbell is quite easy because this was the first world. But to repay us, she makes a clear pipe. Oh, but before that, we use Plessy to go clean it up. Okay, so in World 2, it's a desert world. And Yellow Tinkerbell is inside of another castle. Being an intellectual I am, instead of going straight for the first level, I go for a 1-up because I'm smart. Then I proceed to enter the first level, which includes the conch doors, which get folded really easily. We also get to see one of the easiest stars to collect in all of Mario history. Like, why is that there? It's just so simple. Oh yeah, also conch doors can break the hard blocks. But they're very stupid, so they don't do it a lot. But they're also really easy to kill. If you couldn't tell, you can't jump on their backs because they have spiny shells. Oh yes, also here's the easiest stamp to collect in all of Mario. And there's also this weird moving pathway. And we missed the flag. Oh no, we're not gonna get a good score. Yeah, the cat bells allow you to climb up the pole so that if you miss it the first time, you can get all the way to the gold flag. Cool, right? But we also unlock the Bowser statues, which you need to have a select star mount to break them open and then play levels inside of them. In this case, we're going to hop into it and play a different level. That's full of cannibalistic piranha plants, which I'm just going to show you what I mean by that. Oh yeah, they can also eat stars. Yeah, Apparently he's really hungry. Oh yeah, we also killed Bowser. Oh yes, in the level that we actually did unlock, you can use touch controls, which are very finicky, but you can use them to move up blocks. You can also use them to stun enemies. Or, you can use them to knock over Galoombas. After that, we went to a melee house, which I'm not going to show you because I'm mean. Anyways, these big Galoombas appear as the blockade, and my crippling gambling addiction rises up again. But I refuse the urges because I'm already broke. Subscribing would help with that, you know? I then invaded the homes of these big Galoombas and beat them up, because that's how America works. After that, we entered this level with double cherries, which allow you to clone yourself. I wonder what kind of devious acts you'd do with that. After that, we went to a tank trail? What? Whatever. Doesn't matter. We beat it really easily. But we also encountered this guy. He's not much of a threat. I literally beat him by sitting still. Standing still. Jesus Christ. Like Short Bus Kid or something like that. Jesus. Oh yeah, did you know that the explosion just knocked over Boom Boom? Crazy, right? Oh yeah, he also turns invisible because he has literally nothing else he can do. Anyways, you can also kill him with 3 fireballs. Not much of a boss, now is he? He's notoriously easy in all the games he appears in, so not much surprise there. Anyways, Yellow Tinkerbell, aka Tinkerbell 2, decides to make us another pipe. Wow, this is getting real creative already. Dude, this game's off the charts in creativeness. Like, it's actually crazy. So, World 3 is a snow world, full of cool snow physics on trees. It just itches my brain. My god. There's also snow pokies, aka snowmen. Oh yes, we're also introduced to propeller boxes, which are hats that we can wear that propel us into the air. Almost like it was a Mario Bros. U reference. Effectively get 2 trips. But there's one more thing that we get to know here. Leaves. This turns us into a furry, more than we already were. Oh yeah, there's also snow skates, which allows us to skate on ice. And then we can ride in them as well. And they change color, which is pretty nice. I wish actual Jordans did that to change colors, depending on what color we like the most. Oh well, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would disagree on that. Anyways, we can jump. Oh yeah, this level. So this level primarily uses the cat battle. Wow, so original, especially for this game. I mean, I give them credit, it's a good power-up. But effectively, it's just an auto-scroller parkour course. Now, because you probably don't know me, I don't like auto-scrollers that much. I think they're very pointless. Also, that block spawns infinite coins if you did not know. It's very useful for coin grinding. Or life grinding, which I didn't use a single time. Except for when I played this level the first time. So, if you didn't know, I died a little bit in this level, trying to get a few stars. For example, that. Another example, that. And one of my last points, that. Oh yeah, but we were able to complete the course, and they made fireworks for us. How nice of them. Anyways, we were then put inside of this really finicky level. Well, really, it's not really finicky, but effectively we just have to beat the level in a set amount of time, which I immediately, being an intellectual, went behind the spawn point and got a green star. I'm just smart like that, alright? And then I died. Okay, well, maybe I'm not that smart, but you get the point, right? Whatever. There's also this bunny that also had a star. It's pretty cool. Oh, there's also a button over that way. Oh, you know what? We'll just talk about that later. Anyways, you also fight Magic Koopas, which look like Kamek, because Kamek is a Magic Koopa. Often, the two are confused, but they are different, so keep that in mind. They're just normal enemies. However, they don't really show up that much in these levels, do they? Oh well, not that it matters that much. We went to the ice castle, where we were shot onto a train. And by a train, we were just teleported right to the end of the Bowser train. There's also a Bullet Bill train that goes right next to us, foreshadowing to a different level in the future. But it's pretty cool. I don't know what I was doing here. I'm just like schizo, I'm pretty sure. Well, maybe I'm not schizo. But, like, was it really? I don't know. Don't ask. We were then put into the second easiest boss fight. Sorry, the third easiest boss fight in all of Mario history. Pom Pom. She doesn't even have anything like Boom Boom, where in between, every time she gets hit, she just goes straight to her next attack, which you can intercept her really easily. Because her clones don't do a very good job at hiding who the real one is. It's more annoying than... It only gets annoying if you try to predict where Pom Pom's going to be. Yeah, that's the only when it's annoying. But we ended up saving the Blue Fairy, with probably the worst haircut I've ever seen. Like, oh my god, what the hell is that? Oh well, we got fireworks, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, she decided to build us a clear pipe. Wow, who would have guessed? So we went into the pipe. We went into the pipe. Thank you, Luigi, for going into the pipe. And instead of going to World 4, we ended up on a island that had probably the coolest level intro theme I've ever seen and heard. Sadly, though, it wasn't really a hard boss fight. You'll see what I mean. Because this guy, Histocrat, was the boss. And as you can tell, he got folded really easily. Didn't even lose a single life there. But now, we go to World 4. So instead of showing you any of the levels beforehand, I'm just going to go straight to the Boulder, the blockade. Because these guys are just rocks of eyes, which you kick. You die from, retry, and then you throw them off the island into the lava. Kind of like a certain other Nintendo character who's been doing that for centuries. Oh yeah, did you know that if you throw a boulder into a boulder, it kills the boulder you threw it into? That's kind of confusing to say, actually. Well, we also get to go to Mystery House Dash. Nope, we get to go to this first. We're going to come back to this level because this level gave me so much trouble. And we're just going to go back to this level because I need to do this in the cleanup section. Oh, damn it, I spoiled something. Not that anyone cares. Next, we went to this area where we found Fire Bros. Yes, their first hideout. Yeah, these guys have a surprising amount of hideouts for no apparent reason. Oh well, doesn't really matter. They also have a strict time limit compared to other blockades. Not sure what that is either. Oh well. So we went to the fourth castle, which is where Boss Brawlers resides. Effectively, you know how if you throw a brawler into a brawler, it kills the brawler? Kind of similar thing here, except now we're killing the Boss Brawler. You can also carry the brawlers for a really long time before they come back to life. Yeah, I didn't figure this out until it crashed down on me. But it's still a really easy boss fight, so kind of like most every single Mario World fight. The only one that's like remotely challenging is even Multi Boss Blob, but we're not there yet. We're not there. But seriously, like this is such an easy fight. 3 phases of just throwing the same enemy into the same guy, and he gets like slightly faster, slightly more aggravated every time. Oh well. We saved this orange, and she made us another pipe, which we gratefully went through.
I am under the
Into World
water.
5.
Please help me.
We met probably the most badass looking of the bunch with the best haircut. We also went into a pipe, into the secret little island in the middle of nowhere, which led us back to World 1. We immediately went out of there, and then we went upwards. We went upwards and found ourselves next to the most rich person thing I've ever seen. A full ass golden train. Which I'm just going to let you sit back and enjoy this one level because I usually die to this all the time. We were then put inside of a casino, where I gambled my child support money and my college fund right away and got 100 coins out of it, which gave me a 1-up, so I can't really complain there. Anyways, we then challenged the second blockade where I, well, just beat those guys. We also entered the second Fire Bros hideout, which wasn't much harder than the first, except we had to ride a pillar. And then we also got to go to Mario Odyssey reference. Oh. Well, this level gave me a bit of trouble because those searchlights, if you step into them, they activate, sending out a bunch of homing bullet bills, which I'm just going to show you a montage of me setting them off. Yeah, there really isn't much to say about this. Anyways, after that, we went into World 5's castle, which arguably has the coolest castle design, minus the color choices, and probably the easiest boss fight of all time, which had a cool idea, but was just executed so goddamn horribly. I'm talking about the one and only King Kthunk. Cool, right? Yeah, taking it in all of his glory, he's the easiest boss fight in all of Nintendo history. Yeah, I just got him to faceplant forward 3 times in a row, and I was able to beat him. Literally zero challenge involved. Anyways, World 6. This was the Cloud World, where we finally went off of the sea. And we immediately found Fibro Hideout number 3, which we beat fairly easily. However, note that there were not just Fibros in that one. Oh. I'm not thrilled to talk about this, because I beat this level once and then had to beat it again. And you know why I don't like this level? Because of the last star, where you had to have the cat power up to get it. Problem was, I kept dying, and dying, and dying. Good news is, I would have had a lot less lives, and I would have game overed a lot sooner if this level didn't restart. But it made me so sad that I had to restart. But I did find out I have a new least favorite enemy, aka the fire piranha plants, because they do actually suck. I very much hate them. Oh yeah, and as you saw, I died to the clear pipe earlier, which kinda sucked as well. And I almost died again. We also had the return of the star coins, which I died to. Because I'm stupid. I also may or may not be slightly schizophrenic. So yeah, you see that green in the distance? That's the star I was talking about. But I kept on losing the power-up to a bunch of piranha plants. And to literally nothing else about the level. God, why do I keep voice cracking, bro? It's not even funny at this point. Oh well, we ended up in my sister's favorite level of all time, Ninja Hideaway from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC. Why am I touching everything? What the hell? Anyways, we opened up a secret door and killed 2 guys. We then wore their skin, and enemies could not tell who we were anymore. Even better, using touch controls, we rang a gong. Awesome. We then went up to here, which this was just strange what happened here. I don't know what to say about this. There's literally nothing I can say about it. I'm genuinely being serious. There's nothing to say about this one section here. All it was just collecting a bunch of tokens. And we got to use a warp box that, using propeller box, we could have just gotten to the top of anyways. Because the game's stupid like that. Anyways, I had to knock off the mask by walking into this random unsuspecting guy. Well, technically he walked into me, sir, so no laws were broken here. With the return of the propeller box, this became easier, I guess. Like I said, there's not much to say about here. Except might just be an Ninjago reference. Man, that show was peak. I'm pretty sure after I did this, I threw myself into a hole. Oh, yeah, I did. Wow. Predicted it. Anyways, this was a blockade. Probably one of the easiest bosses in all of Mario. Probably even easier than King Kthunk. We just kicked this guy around 3 times, and then he exploded. Anyways, here's my favorite level in all of Mario history. And I don't know why I decided to do this, but I'm not going to edit it again. Um, I decided to show the entire level here. Yeah, my entire playthrough. I'm sorry I have to sit through this, get to other parts. I would just recommend skipping ahead. Like, I'm sorry about this, genuinely. I'm gonna go get myself a soda while this plays. Oh yes, this is your minutely reminder-ish to go subscribe to my channel. And also, comment on this video what game you want me to complete next. And if you want me to complete the post-game as Luigi. Don't worry, I'll try not to make the video as jarring as this one. I'm just an amateur, you can't really do much about the quality of this video. Like, this video already sucks, I can already tell. Probably gonna put a headphones warning in there. Just to make sure that that doesn't scare you guys. Sorry about that. Can't address it different. Man, I love ginger ale. Here's a fun game you can play in the comments. What's your favorite soda? For no reason at all. I feel like a fucking brain rot YouTuber, my god. I mean, I guess that's one way to technically call child content creators. Just brain rot content creators. I don't know what that's all about. Dude, I think there's ghosts in my house. What the hell? What? After completing that, my favorite level of all time, you're then put into arguably one of the scariest levels of all time. This. That is an instant kill fuzzy horde. If you fall into it, you die. Well, obviously, if you touch it, you die. Honestly, fuzzies themselves are just scary. Like, they're just bugs, but worse. Honestly. Oh yeah, if you ground pound any of the clouds there, you just disappear. Oh yeah, they also become a wall and it becomes an auto scroller too. Well, from the side, not from bottom to up. Bottom to up. What am I talking about? Bottom to top. Jesus Christ. I also don't know why I didn't cut this more, but oh well. Just deal with it. Don't worry, it'll cut off soon. I'm telling you. There we are. Anyways, then we finally went to World 6's area, which we beat. Easily. Oh. And could you guess who the boss was? You'll never believe it. Yeah, it was Boom Boom. Again, easy. I guess it's cool, though, that he's multiplying later. Well, not as you can see on the footage right now, but there you go. See, he does that, which is the same exact mechanic that he did in Bowser's Fury. So original. Yeah, not a hard boss. Anyways, after that, for the 6th time in the game, this one character makes us a glass pipe. But like World 3, something else is a little strange. I'm talking about, everyone give a big round of applause to Monthly Boss Blob. I didn't give any applause. I don't care. Oh well. My Boss Blob is probably the most difficult boss in the game, and I'm not even saying that lightly. But yeah, this is peak gameplay of him being difficult.
I am placing blocks and shit cause I'm in the fucking Minecraft.
Which would then show the last Sprixie Princess that we were supposed to save. Cool, right? So the first thing that we immediately did is go into the 4th and final, I think, Fire Bros hideout. Where we slaughtered every single one of them. To be fair, sir, one of them slaughtered another one of them. So I cannot be lively helped about that. Oh god, this level. Okay, so this level probably was the main reason why I game overed later in the video, because of just how weird the gameplay of this level is. Because I also suck at Mario. So yeah, here's a montage of every time I died, which I probably died more than this, but I just didn't record it at all. Like, I'm sorry you have to watch all this, but I'm being serious. This is probably the I'm being serious. This is the main reason why I game overed in the later level, because just how many times I died. Oh yeah, there's also the fact that I overshot the flagpole, which really pissed me off. Anyways, we then pitted against the second Prince Bully, which, as you can imagine, was just as easy as the first one. However, we were also pinned against a second boss brawler, which had lava balls added to the fray, which does actually make the boss fight a lot harder. Like, seriously, the fact that those stupid lava balls cannot be killed pisses me off. Anyways, after that, we were put into the final castle. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Anyways, this castle, I'm sorry, but this castle actually sucked. I hated this one so much. Mainly because boomerangs. Not any particular boomerang, but just boomerang bros in particular. I just did not like this level at all. The first star is okay. I like that it's challenging, I guess. I'm just reviewing levels at this point. The second star I didn't even realize was here, and a stamp just as, well, actually much easier to notice because you can actually get to this if you don't have the correct power up. Because, well, I almost missed it. Because you can wall jump. But, like I said, I didn't even notice that the second star was even in that area. Oh yeah, there's also those bombs that blow up if you hit them. Interesting what sound. Oh yeah, I also got crushed by a sunk, and then I fell off the stage. Oh yeah, there's also this. This one clip probably made me lose my mind. The third star. Cross that like a potobooze. And guess what comes and appears? Yeah, that pissed me off so much. Because why did it just appear? Like, you can't go ahead and then get rid of it. Whatever, I then died to the Hammer Bro because they're notoriously difficult enemies to deal with. Anyways, Bowser pulled up in his whip again, which is now neon. Pretty cool, right? It totally made this fight harder. Oh. Well, we then killed Bowser, and then we saved the last Brixie Princess, and didn't get a gold flag. God damn it. Oh well. We were able to save all 7 of them, meaning that we could just end the video right here. Oh. Never mind. Because all those Brixie Princesses grouped up into one clump, Bowser was able to get them in a single jar in one foul swipe. And then, Bro turned gay, and the rest is inside of probably the world with the best theme, and my personal favorite world. I think everyone can relate to this. The best world in all of Mario 3D World. World 8. Okay, so put very simply, this world is just a bunch of other levels that have nothing to do with this world. But I thought this Plessy section was really cool because you could dive into sand. And also those seal things could also do that, but hey, pretty cool, right? We were then put into a food world, which had lots of crackers. It really did make me hungry now. Damn, this cogs look tasty. Oh, this is the world that made me game over. Right, the light box, it enables you to kill potaboos. Not potaboos. Peepers and boos. Of course, because I died to a dry bones, I game overed. But, unlike in the first Mario game, if you game over, you don't lose all your progress. You just get kicked out of level and you have to restart that one level. Yeah, new Mario games are much more lenient than the old ones. Oh yes, I'll actually allow you to see one of these mystery houses. This was the climbing in specific one. Cool, right? I swear to God there's a ghost in this house. Pause. There is a ghost in this house, that's crazy. Oh no, this one area is PTSD. I'm gonna just let you enjoy this gameplay. Totally peak gameplay, right? So then, we were put against two adversaries, and guess what bosses we faced off? Multi-boss Blob, dressed up like the goddamn Hulk, and put inside of a gold suit. Honestly, pretty fire. And Histocrat, who went through some surgeries. Yeah, they weren't much of a problem. We were then able to access the final level of the game, which had a really menacing tower that, honestly, I would live in. Of course, Bowser gathered the Chaos Emeralds there, so I don't know how nice that would be. I mean, look at that. It's raining. And just, it's nice. Oh, yeah, also, Bowser turned into a furry? Weird, I know. Like, bro, how does being a furry make you more powerful, huh? Explain this to me. Anyways, I was gonna sit back and relax and do some other stuff while I just let this play. So as you can probably tell, Bowser used the double cherry, making not one, but quite a few furries. Which is a lot of people's worst nightmare. We were then told to Donkey Kong our way up, in which we did. Who's we? Whatever. I was immediately hit by a fireball, but then I was able to shoot Bowser into the goddamn stratosphere. Or should I say, Meowser. Well, just like in a cartoon, Bowser exploded. And after those 7 Sprixie sprites were freed from their cage, because of course they could do that the entire time, everything turned from a gloomy sky, which I personally liked, and to this Blinding heavenly light. I don't think I'd like to live there anymore. But also, we're given the stamp for free again. But this time it's locked behind a different thing. And oh my god, they're like the Chaos Emeralds. Dude, that's crazy. And we got a course clear. But wait a minute. There's more. Because we still have a few stragglers left. Remember how I had to grab that stamp? Well, that's not the only thing. You probably noticed that I've missed a few stars in a few stages. And that I missed a few gold flags, or stamps. And you probably also know that there's character-specific buttons that activate stamps. One for each character. For the main game, anyways. And so, we just have to get those last few things in order to get our stuff done. So let's start the montage where I get those things. Okay. First, I had to grab the stamp inside of Really Rolling Hills, which was a character specific for Mario. To my utter dismay, because who the hell likes Mario when you can have Luigi, or in Nintendo's eyes, aka like 35 years ago, Green Mario. Then I missed a stamp in the touch level, which sounds wrong. And because I'm mean, I'm just going to show you this entire footage again. But instead of knocking over a Galumba, I instead dropped inside of a hole. Because apparently, that's where the stamp is. Like, how was I supposed to know that, huh? Crazy. Right? Then, we had to go to Pretty Plaza, which I think I already mentioned, that Peach has a character button in there. And I will say this right now, Peach has probably the most broken ability, minus the post-game character, aka the ability to be able to hold down and float, which is such a broken ability that I don't know why the other character's abilities like actually suck. I guess Toad's ability is good. Then we went to this level, which we did not get a gold flag in. So I had to bounce off that Piranha Creeper, and boom! We also missed a stamp in this level because I couldn't get 4 clones up to this one area because they kept on dying to stupid things. But I was able to get the stamp after that, so then we didn't get the last 2 stars in this area, so I'll finally be able to show you this. The first thing was just jumping up from a bunch of jump pads. Then we had to move across a long path, dodging spiked ant troopers. Then it was move away from a giant bonsai bill, because why the hell not? Then we had to go along this really long path with a bunch of spikes throwing their rolls at us. Then we had to go along this narrow path and not fall off. After that, we were to go under all these swamps who were going to thwomp us. Then we had to go across these moving platforms and time our jump perfectly in order to get the star. Then we had to go along this pathway, which had a bunch of Goombas and mini Goombas on it. After that, we had to go across this one platform, which I died. But we're just going to go back, and just like I did in the last level, kind of like that, we just go across them. And then finally, we go across these donut blocks, which I only recently remembered are called donut blocks. and then we get the star. Peak Cinema, alright? Then, we needed to get a gold flag in this level, and it was also character specific for Toad, which I didn't even know was in this level. I'm being serious, I didn't know that. Then we also missed a stamp here, which we just had to grab Bob-omb, and then go to the back of the level, where there was a breakable wall, which was the same thing as World 2's, except you just had a box on your head that could explode things. And there's this, which you just had to throw a baseball down a hole. The next level was timing your jumps right so that you could throw a baseball at a green star. Cool. Next one was throwing a baseball at a P-switch and then grabbing the star. After that, it was knocking down a bunch of baseballs, and killing a bunch of bitty buds. Then the final one is hitting the P-switches that the thwomps are going down on, which I didn't take the risk on the second time because I just touched it myself instead of throwing a baseball at it. Then we just had to get a gold flag on another stage, go into there, and go into this one level, and then get the gold flag. And I believe that's almost it, because we still have that one star, another gold flag, the third star inside of the sand area. We had to get the third star in the area in the level that made me hungry, which honestly I didn't even know that you were supposed to get down there by just skipping the flag. Like, how is a person like me, like, I'm not smart by any means at all, like, how was I supposed to know I was able to get down there, huh? It's crazy. Of course, me being me, I collected every single coin before I got the star. It'd honestly be more tragic if I got all the coins and then forgot about the star. Anyways, we had to go on Bullet Bill Express and then go on top and go grab the stamp up there. Had to get a gold flag, and then the final ones were just getting all 3 stars in one of the levels, because I somehow managed to not get any of the 3. Oh yeah, this one I kind of just found by accident. And then that one I saw but I could not get to, which launched us up. And this one, well, actually I did get to this. I just fell down because there's no way of killing all the bitty buds without the cat power up, unless you were really good at timing, and then managed to get all of them. But because I actually didn't know that wasn't the goal, I actually fell down. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and enjoy the credits. And there's a surprise at the end, and you just have to comment what that surprise is, and you will get a free breath of air. Thank you guys for watching.